Hello.
Yeah, actually I didn't do it. I'll attempt it today and I'll discuss it out tomorrow. Is that fine?
Yeah, good, good. Okay, no problem. Sampath, how about you? Did
Yeah,
you find some time?
yeah, I tried, but I don't have commands, so I was just looking at the videos and I'm trying it, but couldn't do it exactly.
Okay, let me find it out. Sorry, give me a moment. Is it chat or something? Other one would be there. Chat. I'll add both of them. And give you. Hey, hi, Hari.
Spandana, I have a doubt actually. So,
Hmm.
actually, like when we are dealing with Jenkins in real time, so do we get large pieces of code and how do we deal with it actually? Like, it's fine whether now we are dealing with a small amount of code from GitHub, that's fine, but in real time, how different is it actually?
It is no way different, Sampath, because anytime whatever is the amount of code you're fetching from GitHub, how do we get it? The only way how we get it is you specify your GitHub your repository and it clones the entire repository, right?
Yeah.
It clones the repository. On that code, it is again the operations might differ. That is the difference. Let's say on the code which you are getting, you have to build it, okay? Then you have to run some customized script on it to achieve, to fetch some data out of it to something. It is again too much specific to an assignment or a project, but the overall use case would be something like this, that uh, you have your code sitting in GitHub, okay? So whenever there are some changes done to your code or something, you want to make sure that you are pulling those changes and building it, okay? Or you're pulling those changes periodically and building it. You're pulling those changes manually and building it. This is these three scenarios which will be going on actually.
Okay,
Okay?
so our part is like just to write scripts and check whether there's a feedback like thing, right?
Yeah.
In
Coming
Jenkins.
to GitHub, let me tell you, there are a few points. Yeah, no, Jit and Jenkins, when dealing with Jit and Jenkins, few points should for sure be examined by a DevOps person whenever you you have integrated both of them together. First one, in config page, in config section of Jenkins. By the way, were you installing 2.0 or something version?
I'm sorry.
Jenkins, which version have you installed, Hari? Oh, sorry, Somat?
I guess the latest version. Actually, I was getting an
2.
error in Linux,
It's
so
2.4. I got it.
I got it 2.8.1, I guess, the latest one, I guess. I'm not
Better
sure.
go with something lesser than 2.6.
Okay.
2.6 has bugs.
Okay.
The GUI is totally changed when coming from 2.6 and 2.8. That is a different story. But anyways, it's almost the same. But I mean, the functionality is same. The way it looks is only the difference. But there are bugs when coming to 2.6 and 2.8 as well. I guess there are bugs. There are issues when even saving the configuration, there are issues coming up when saving the configuration as well. So this I have encountered because our setup is all on Linux, okay? Linux 1.6, it's an old setup, you know, we are at 1.6 or 1.8, okay? So now in the next release, the client was asking for a updated, not an updated, but he wants us to work on the Windows environment now, okay? Most of the servers sit in Windows, he wants us to work on Windows environment. So now when we have started installing, you know, setting it up, there was someone from the client location was already installed this 2.6 on this instance, and it is, you know, giving a lot of issues. Always, I mean, it's a routine task which you do because I'm not doing any error and test and error method there, but it is something which I know very well, but still it fails. It is because the environment is as of now not so stable, so better learn with some old environment. The GUI might not look so fancy as now, but it has all the good functionality in it. So that's why I suggest you to go with an older version. Okay, that will help you all more. Okay, go with some older version. Hey, hello, who joined? Hello? Who is Kumar? Can I know?
Sondra, it's me, Funny. I just reset
Oh,
my
okay,
laptop.
funny. Hi.
Yeah, hi.
Okay, fine. Chalo. So in configuration section of Jenkins, you have to make sure that credentials are proper first. Okay. After credentials are proper, it will not show you any red error. It's gone. Now, when you are trying to clone, you give an option. Let's say whenever there are changes checked in, you do a CM and your code is cloned into the Jenkins. Okay, or a job is triggered and code is cloned. So now check if all code is cloned properly. So this would be the two steps which you would be, you know, mostly looking into when coming from GitHub and Jenkins. First one was the repository cloned fully, okay, or else there is another thing which we usually, best practice which we do is, before we exit a job, we clean up the entire workspace and leave, Jenkins workspace and leave, or else before you start a build, they clean up the workspace so that it is fresh. The old data or some cached data will not affect the existing work. So that's the reason why they clean it. So already it's cleaned. So obviously if you're continuously working on that, probably on looking at the code for 2 or 3 times, you get to analyze that, hey, this is all the code structure it should have, directory structure it should have. Was it there properly or not? You're not worried about the inside files. Just think whether it is all fine or not. Okay. So till this part we are there. After that we trigger few test suits which are given by the dev team or QA team, whatever it is. But we are not supposed to write any of the, we are not supposed or responsible for writing of any of them, but just using those scenarios, trigger a build, or no, just run some test suits, run some builds, accumulate all the data together, collect all the char swards, create an artifactory, upload it to some artifactory, what do you say, like Nexus or something, or some other artifactory or some location. It could be some other remote server also. Just upload it there and quit. That's it. So, or else it could be some other thing. Your project could invoke something else. It is all configured based on your project. But coming to GitHub, the only thing you'll be checking whether it is able to establish a connection, it is able to clone a code properly or not. That's it. Nowhere we are not going to deal with the code, nor we are going to handle the code anyways. Okay. How much ever bigger amount the code is, you need not panic. Okay. Samathan, clear to you, right?
Yeah.
I don't know where did he stop. We are configuring this Jenkins server for some jobs, right?
Yeah, you started.
Sorry, I couldn't join since 2 days actually. So you guys are available on the Saturday and Sunday? But Samit and Hari? Or you have some other engagements?
No, I'm available.
You're available. Okay.
Yeah, I'm also
Sounds good.
available actually.
Okay, good. Hari is also available? Okay, we'll take some. We'll go for with 1.5 hour sessions on both Saturday and Sunday, so that I could cover these 2 days. We'll get some 3 hours time. Still not done. Initializing to reflex not done. Need this. So we created one test project. Now what we did. I explained you all of these parameters, or anyone is having any doubt in any of this parameter, tell me, I'll explain it to you now again. And I'm just scrolling it. Configure system, global security, credentials, reload configuration from disk, manage plugins, system info, system log, whatever, manage nodes, prepare for shutdown. Okay, so anyone is having any doubt here? minus 1.6.1.651.2. See if you could get this 1.6. It's very nice to learn actually. No one is having any doubts. It's clear for you all. I didn't explain you Jenkins CLI, right? Chalo. What is Jenkins CLI and how can you use it? Okay. So just to tell you, the CLI will actually use it in the next class, but let me explain you. Okay. So you can act whatever operations we are doing from our command line. Would it be some new project creation, or would it be a build, configuring a build, or would it be adding new people in it, or managing plugins or credentials, whatever it is, there should be, it is actually, how is it working? It's actually some command which is running on the server to achieve some output. Am I right? Exactly, that is what's happening. Any of the operating system, any of the GUIs, Windows, Linux, Ubuntu, whatever it is, you click some command, what is happening in backend? It is hitting some other command. Whenever we click this command, some other command is hit, which will perform some operation for us. When you say build command is hit, which will actually trigger a build, right? So similarly, whatever operations we are able to do from GUI, we should be able to do from CLI as well. Why is there a necessity of CLI, Spandana? I have a beautiful GUI. I'm very comfortable in it. Why you ask? Why are you asking us to learn CLI? Simple. So for this server to see this IP address on browser, you have opened HTTPS port. Again, 443. To see it in putty, you open port number 22. Okay, SSH port number 22. So now there will be, I don't know if you're all freshers or some work experience, I don't know. See, there will be some restrictions coming from client saying, I want specifically few of the port numbers to be blocked. I want only this ports to be enabled. I want some ports to be blocked. Okay, or the image should be some CSI image or CIS image or something which is very highly secure. There no, ports will already be blocked in that. Okay, in that scenario, how can you log into GUI and check? There's no access for you to log into GUI. So if you don't have GUI, that should not obstruct you from working on this Jenkins server. If you don't have GUI, yes, you should quickly say that no problem. I know even CLI, from where we can do all this operations. Okay, so these are so many set of operations which could be done, which I'll explain when I'll do Jenkins CLI. First we'll see GUI first and then go back to CLI. Okay. Go to manage plugin section. All the list of plugins which we have. All the plugins which you have installed, which have got updates, all the plugins which are already installed, and the available plugins to be installed. build a pipeline plugin and trying to install something. I'll take 1 or 2 classes on Jenkins as of now. We'll look into web servers and deployments of web servers and all. Once we are comfortable, we'll try to see how we can do deployments from this machine, or else it wouldn't be of much help teaching anything on this. So we'll try to integrate slowly whatever we learn, part by part. We'll try to integrate with server. That would be a better option. Chalo, let me add a new item. People is there. I can use a freestyle project, the one which we used. Not sure. I'll show you one by one. Copy from an existing project. That is one of the existing project. I just copied it. Now, project 1 to 3 is having all the configurations which are there in project. We'll open in one other tab. Test. Let's verify once. See, all are the same configurations which we have. See, because I did a copy of the job. So now, okay, I have copied it. But still, let's customize it to some extent. I'll not put any build triggers. Okay, so if I don't put any build triggers, it will automatically clone the code whenever a build is started. I have chosen build environment, delete workspace before build starts. Okay, so now let's do one thing. Very simple. What we should do, tell me now. A small example a small script will write. So let's say some condition it's not like that. Let's go with the print one only. Let's see if it is getting triggered or not at least. Testing manual trigger. We will see if a manual trigger is tested or not, and then we'll go with other steps by step by step. I'll do a build now. I got a test run.txt. My first job is successful. Go to console output and see the output. It has cloned up everything and it's a testing manual trigger. It has printed it. It has succeeded. Okay. Chalo. Let's go to the same old project. Configure something else as well over here. That sort of disturbance is coming later. Add build step. Invoke top level Maven targets. Invoke and set up build whatever it is. Trigger or call builds on other project. We will see how we will do this option. Projects to be built. Test. That just took some time to detect it. Until the triggered project finishes, the triggered project is 1, 2, 3. Until this project finishes it, the second project. Okay. So in this build step, if the trigger is already failed, okay. So it failed this build if the first build is failed. That I don't want it to happen. Okay. Mark this build as failure if the triggered build is worse or no. Okay. Tree configuration. Step now from 1 to 3 only. 1 to 3, I'm doing a build now. Build schedule. Where is the build? Okay, it's running now. Sorry. 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So in all the scenarios, 2:03 a.m. June 8, 2016. 3 builds are triggered. Let's see in test if same is the scenario. June 8, 2016 at 2:03 a.m. 3 consecutive builds have been triggered as a part of a post build task, or it is not triggered by us. The build is not triggered by us, but it is triggered by another project. I didn't come manually and trigger a build, but it is triggered by the project 1, 2, 3. Okay. So you can link 2 or more projects like this and say that, hey boss, Whenever the first build is done, go and trigger the second project. When second project is done, go and trigger the third project. When third is done, go and trigger the fourth project. In which scenario would you be using this? Okay, in a live environment. In which scenario would you be using this? Okay. So it says started by an upstream project 1, 2, 3. Okay. Of the build number 4, it has triggered this build. Yes, build number 4 is the highest build of 1 to 3, and that is the latest build of this. So it's been triggered by build number 4 of project 1 to 3. Yes, it's very clear for us. So now, at what scenario would you be using this? Let's say you have 3 environments to work. Yeah, QA, production, simple. So your dev environment project is built, okay, is, code is full, whatever it is done. The code, it is delivered to next environment continuously. Means it should be delivered continuously, means without any manual intervention it should happen. After your first dev job which you configured is successful, the last task to it would be triggering
Hello,
Hello, Spandana.
Hello, Spandana.
Sure. Actually, is there any problem? Because I was unable to hear Spandana's voice that clearly. There was a
Yes,
lot of disturbance.
yes. Just 1 minute. That's why I just also want to talk to Spandana. I think some network issues there. Just wait for 2 minutes, guys. Sampath and Somat, let me call to Spandana.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Is it clear now, Shiva, or still breaking?
Now it's clear, Spandana. Sampath and Somat, but you also it's clear, right?
Yeah, it's clear for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. Yeah. Good. So, um, before we
Spandana. No, once again we are facing problem. Not able to hear you, Spandana. If you don't mind, can you please rejoin once? Maybe some network issues there from your end.
yeah, okay. Okay, good. Chalo. Yeah. So now, probably my voice is a bit better, right?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, sure. So now, manage Jenkins. Configure system. Know if you have seen or not. So this is a place actually where we'll be configuring our plugins or something whichever we install. The ones which require configuration, not everything, but the ones which require configuration. You can configure your Git configure username and email directly here itself. Okay, the username and the email you can directly configure it here itself. Okay, and apart from that, he will be configuring Ant and Maven here. Okay, Maven will be configured here. So it is already installed, but still I need to configure it. Right, Maven for identification, let me put small m. Version, whichever I want to install, 3.33321, whatever it is. Let's say go with this. Now this delete installer is respective to this. If I delete it, this version would go. Okay, add installer, I can add something else. So now I did save. I come to some project test of forgot to build. Go to the config section. Add build step. Invoke top level Maven targets. Maven version. It will come default. But as of now you have added one Maven version. What is small m AVN? That is your customized version. It should come. See, it has come. The rest stuff, it is again we will configure it. Okay. So what do you want to do? You know, some commands which you have to execute, you have to write it in goals. Where's a POM? What's the properties? Everything has to be specified before we start using it. Okay. As of now, I think this is just enough, but credentials or manage credentials, I didn't speak about configure system. Sorry, manage global credentials, I didn't say, I guess. So let's see that part, which so enable security, any database you can. So Jenkins own user database, in this scenario you get an option allow users to sign up. If you uncheck this option, even though it is secure, it will ask you if you don't have a login, just sign up and log in. But if you don't have this option checked up, you'll not be having this option of sign up. You only have an option of login. Okay. So when it comes only to login, the users who are already there existing in the database will only be able to use it, not the other ones. Okay. Authorization. Matrix based security. Okay. Wherein you specify the user. For every user you have to add a user, let's say Lily, add, and I am giving overall security to it, okay, to same user. I checked up allow users to sign up. I saved it. Okay, see what is it going to do. It will ask me now for a username and password, but I don't have any user added. I said, login and sign up. So now you are now logged in, go to top page. I went. Simple question. I am able to access everything, right? Come out. And let's say we log with one of your credentials. Okay. Let's say I did a sign up. Okay. See, I added user Lily in the same way. I added user Sampath also in the same way. But here user Sampath says access denied. Sampath is missing the overall read permissions. Overall read permissions it says. Okay. So, but when I logged in the same way with username Lily, why it didn't obstruct me to log in? It just allowed me to log in. Why? Go to manage Jenkins. Go to configure global security. Because authorization, anyone can do anything, or logged in users can do anything. If I might have checked the logged in users might have done anything, can do anything, even Sampath would have got the overall permissions because he's a logged in user. But that's not the scenario. I said matrix based security, wherein the user Lily is added and has got all the permissions. Now add a user Sampath, and you can, it is up to you. You can give administrator permissions, view permissions, again some create permissions, job permissions, okay, whatever it is. I edited it, I saved it. Logged out. Logged in back. So now Sampath has some permissions. So whatever it is based on the restrictions which we have, he might have got some options, okay? So but he has got the overall permission to at least log in and access the system, right? So this is one way of managing credentials. There's another way wherein you configure security based on the project. So which user should have access to which project? That is a very high concept. We'll see now once we are more comfortable with setup. So today I'll give you one assignment, one small task as well. Nothing. It's a 5 minutes work. Log into your Jenkins server. Go and enable configure security. Okay. First check in with logged in. Anyone can logged in users can do anything. Okay. Because if you are not adding a user and then enabling a security stuff, it will lock you out of the system. You'll not be able to log in. If that is a scenario, tell me if it is logged out. Did it lock anyone? Okay, it shouldn't lock you in because I told you which should be the first option that should be selected. Okay, even if it locks you out in a Linux environment, there is a way to log into the server and restore the old default settings. It's not a problem. Okay, so first just try it out. Go with a matrix based security, and there are a lot of set of options right down. View, project, administer, whatever it is. Try playing around with all those options and check. If you are checking all the set of options under view or under jobs, what privileges you are getting. If you are checking administrator and not checking anything, what privileges you are getting. Okay. First, you add 2-3 users, know your username and password properly, then enable matrix based security, and then try to do it. Okay. So this is why I'm asking you to do it, is explore it on your own so that you will have a clear understanding which option when you check in, what sort of access it is giving to you. Going ahead, if someone in your project asks you to configure something which gives only the permissions to view the projects or only the permissions to create a project or build the project, not the entire access, so which options you should check in will be known to you ahead. Okay, just play with the system, that's it. No task, it is not doing anything or showing me any output. Log in with some users, save that, add those users. Don't forget to add the users in the matrix based security, whatever users you're logged in. Don't forget to add all those users before you trigger check in that option and save it. Okay, just do that and try to play around and see what all options you will be getting. Okay, so tomorrow's session will be on Jenkins CLI. Okay, few commands of Jenkins CLI. Once it is done, I'll start off with web servers ASAP. Okay, and whatever assignments which were given yesterday, try to complete out. If there are any place where you're finding any trouble, let me know in tomorrow's session so that I'll clarify you. Okay.
Okay, Spandana.
Okay, Spandana.
Chalo. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And you will gather the document. just now as soon as the session is done, in front of you only I saved it, so I'll send it off to Shiva. Okay. Chalo. You need something on Jenkins as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chalo, I'll send it just now. Okay. Chalo. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, Somat.
Bye.
Bye, Sampath. Bye.
Bye, Spatana.
Somat, can you please inform to Sathvi to join the sessions regularly? I don't have his contact number.
Okay.